Hello, America. Welcome to the Mark Higbee Show. Coming to you live from my closet. This is the network you could be building. On today's show, we're just going to get right into it. It's speed debate.
What is the greatest national security threat to the United States?
The scientific community is telling us if we do not address the global crisis of climate change, transform our energy system away from fossil fuel to sustainable energy, the planet that we're going to be leaving our kids and our grandchildren may well not be habitable. That is a
I don't think so. I think the greatest threat we face is stupid leadership.
Today, the scientific community is virtually unanimous. Climate change is real, it is caused by human activity, and we have a moral responsibility.
Have you heard of something called the pause?
You're familiar with the phrase, the pause.
The answer is yes, and essentially we rest on our position.
And to what you said you are familiar with the pause, so to what does the phrase the pause refer?
Essentially, it's the slowing of global warming during the 40s, sir.
During the 40s. Is it not the term that the global warming alarmists have used to explain the inconvenient truth, to use a phrase popularized by former Vice President Al Gore, that the satellite data over the last 18 years demonstrate no significant warming whatsoever? Global warming alarmists call that the pause because the computer models say there should be dramatic warming, and yet the actual satellites taking the measurement don't show any significant warming.
But, Senator, 97% of the scientists concur and agree that there is global warming and anthropogenic impact with regards to
the problem with that statistic that gets cited a lot is it's based on one bogus study. And indeed, your response, I would point that your response is quite striking. I asked about the science and the evidence, the actual data. We have satellites. They're measuring temperature. That should be relevant, and your answer was, pay no attention to your lying eyes and the numbers that the satellites show. Instead, listen to the scientists who are receiving massive grants who tell us, do not debate the science.
How can any kind of socialist win a general election in the United States?
Well, we're going to win because first we're going to explain what democratic socialism is. And what democratic socialism is about is saying that it is immoral and wrong that the top 1/10 of 1% in this country own almost 90%, own almost as much wealth as the bottom 90%.
So, you're a socialist, and because you're a socialist, that means it's immoral that we have wealthy people in this country, and you want to take their money by stealing their money to give it to people that don't have any money. And obviously, stealing is not immoral as long as you're taking that money from rich people and giving it to poor people. So, Bernie, if you rob a bank and you give all that money to poor people after you rob the bank, what is your defense in court? What happens to you? Where do you end up? Let me guess. You don't end up as the president of the United States. You end up in jail.
That when you look around the world, you see every other major country providing health care to all people as a right, except the United States. You see every other major country saying to moms that when you have a baby, we're not going to separate you from your newborn baby because we are going to have medical and family paid leave like every other country on earth. Those are some of the principles that I believe in, and I think we should look to countries like Denmark, like Sweden, and Norway, and learn from what they have accomplished for their working people.
5 billion people plus in this world live in poverty. Which is the Bernie, let's look around the world. Which country is the most wealthy country in the world? The United States or Denmark? The United States or Norway? The United States or Sweden? I think the rest of the world looks to us. We don't look to them. You're looking the wrong direction.
Let's begin, Anderson, by understanding that Bernie Sanders has a D- voting record from the NRA. Let's also understand that back in 1988, when I first ran for the United States Congress, way back then, I told the gun owners of the state of Vermont, and I told the people of the state of Vermont, a state which has virtually no gun control, that I supported a ban on assault weapons. And over the years, I have strongly supported instant background checks, doing away with this terrible gun show loophole, and I think we've got to move aggressively at the federal level in dealing with the straw man purchases. Also, I believe.
Let's talk about the gun show loophole. Have any of you people even been to a gun show? Have any of you purchased a gun at a gun show? Guess what? I have purchased a gun at a gun show. And guess what? They did a background check when I purchased the gun at the gun show. Guess what? Majority of the guns purchased at gun shows require background checks because the people selling guns there have a federal license to sell guns and they're required to do background checks. Whoa.
And I fought for to understand that there are thousands of people in this country today who are suicidal, who are homicidal, but can't get the health care that they need, the mental health care, because they don't have insurance or they're too poor.
I thought that Obamacare was supposed to make sure all these people who don't have health care and who can't get help with their mental health had it. Doesn't Obamacare provide this for them?
Bernie Sanders tough enough on guns?
No, not at all. I think that we have to look at the fact that we lose 90 people a day from gun violence. This has gone on too long, and it's time the entire country stood up against the NRA. The majority of our country supports background checks, and even the majority of gun owners do. It was pretty straightforward to me that he was going to give immunity to the only industry in America. Everybody else has to be accountable, but not the gun manufacturers. And we need to stand up and say enough of that. We're not going to let it continue.
By your logic, we should be getting
a rural state. And the views on gun control in rural states are different than in urban states, whether we like it or not.
So are you saying that people are smarter who live outside of the city because they understand that every single human being has the right to protect themselves, and government should not take that right away from them to pretend like we're going to keep you safe?
When I was a young man, I strongly opposed the war in Vietnam.
Do you disagree with the Vietnam War because war was never declared by Congress and we had a president that decided, hey, I can do whatever the heck I want? Are you the kind of president that says, wait, maybe I should ask Congress and maybe we shouldn't go to war unless we actually declare war?
Let me say something that may not be great politics, but I think the secretary is right. And that is that the American people are sick and tired of hearing about your damn emails.
Me too.
You know?
This is not great politics. This is vouching for somebody who did something that they knew was against the law. Usually when people do things that are against the law, they are prosecuted unless they are politicians.
We have 27 million people living in poverty. We have massive wealth and income inequality. Our trade policies have cost us millions of decent jobs. The American people want to know whether we're going to have a democracy or an oligarchy as a result of Citizens United. Enough of the emails. Let's talk about the real issues facing America.
Thanks for watching, America. We'll see you next time on the Mark Higbee Show. This is the network you could be building.